Hey friends, welcome back to Homeschoolology. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Nikki. I'm a homeschooling mom of 4. We have a 9th grader, a 5th grader, a 1st grader, and a kindergartner. All 4 of my kiddos are officially homeschooling now. My oldest is in high school and we're entering our 10th year of homeschooling. So it is a big year for us. So on this channel, I like to share mostly secular homeschooling with you, but I also share like our lives in general and motherhood and just all kinds of things with you guys. So if any of that interests you, I hope you'll stick around for a chat. In today's video, we are going to be planning our first day of our first week of homeschooling. This year, I am using Homeschool Planet, and I am so deeply in love with them. I do have a code for you guys down below if you want to check them out. You do get your first month completely for free, so it's totally worth checking them out. And using that code, I do get a little bit back in return. It costs you nothing extra, but it does help support me bringing you this content. So if you are interested, I would love it if you would help by using that. So I'm going to show you kind of what I did, and this video might be pretty short because it was a pretty easy process. So I have it set up to send out my older 2 kiddos their stuff to them, and they have their own login and they are going to check off all their things. So it was pretty simple for me, just making sure that everything was correct and aligned and didn't need to be shifted or anything, it was our first week, so nothing needed to be shifted. So I'm going to jump over to the computer, show you what I had going on, and then I'll meet you back here at the end to chat some more. Okay, so here we are logged in to my Homeschool Planet. I spent a good amount of time over the summer working on getting everything set up and ready to go. You can see that I'm filming this at the end of our first day, so you can see some things are already checked off. Like here, these green boxes mean that those assignments were completed, and so you're just gonna kind of have to ignore that here because I just couldn't get a chance to film it until at the end of our day here. But basically, the only thing I had to do was come in here and check everything to make sure everything was running well. So right now I have my oldest daughter selected. And it shows all of her assignments, and I just needed to go through and check based on our flow, and I'll pop that up here in a minute. It won't let me do it while I'm looking at the screen, so I'll pop it up here in a minute and show you. But according to our flow, all of the assignments that we wanted to accomplish were done, and so that's kind of all I did. And then the system automatically sent her an email, and that showed her these are the assignments. She has her own login. She sees a page exactly like this, so she's able to go through and check off things as she did them, and that it's as simple as that. So she chose to do this assignment today rather than this assignment, so she marked that one off, and she'll go back and mark off this one. And so it was just super simple to set, to just get going. So as I was editing, I realized I never shared this with you guys. This is what we used to use before I got Homeschool Planet, and actually making it was still really helpful to make sure that I was getting all the assignments in that I wanted to get in. So this was what our flow was. Monday we have co-op, anything makeup. When we get home, if they need to make up with anything, they need to read 5 days a week. This is my oldest daughter, so she has math, composition, which is writing, but she doesn't like writing, so we don't call it writing. And then she has her lit guides, reading, spelling, root words, history and science, French and computer science. Right now we're working on typing for computer science. And then she has these assignments on Wednesday, these assignments on Thursday, these assignments on Friday. So that's like our flow. We don't always necessarily go in this order specifically. Like we don't always start with math and then composition. They kind of go in whatever order they want to go, but these are the assignments they need to get done. So this is, my middle daughter's is up here. So this is my middle daughter's. As you can see, it's similar. Hers is a little bit shorter. And so, yeah. So this is what we used to use, and then I used to have this printout, and this is linked on my shop if you're interested in using this. It worked really well for us. We used it for many years, and the only reason we're not using it is because I found Homeschool Planet and it works so well for us. But I had already made this before I found Homeschool Planet, so this is already here. So but yeah, so I would just fill this out each week, and then at the end of the week I would transfer this into a school nest planner, and that would be what I would turn in for my portfolio evaluation. So this system worked really well for us, and actually I will still continue to make these flow charts just because it's good for us to see, and I do print them out. My kids have access to them. So but yeah, I realized I didn't show you that, so I wanted to show you. I'm going to show you my middle daughter, and here you can see her lessons. She was not so good at checking these off. We did do this, and we did do this, and then she did not do her math today. She did all of this. She's going to do her math tomorrow. So the reason why our Wednesday is really short is because we're going to actually have 2 days of co-op now. So Mondays is like our class days, and then Wednesdays now is going to be like activities and clubs. And so that's going to start in the afternoon. So we're going to have a very short morning of a few things that, that need to be 4 days a week for us to get them done in the amount of time that we want to do our school year. And then there won't be much else. So since we don't have that tomorrow, she decided to push a few things till tomorrow, and that's fine. As long as she gets it in by the end of the week, I'm a-okay with that. And so that's what it looked like for her. And then I'm gonna select both my first grader and my kindergartner because they kind of do similar things. They are not gonna school on Wednesdays. And so that's why there's nothing there for them. And then they did complete their assignments for math and Pinwheels, which is their language arts programs. I start off slow, so that's why you kind of only see 2 things here for them. I am going to add more things in for them as the year goes on, but I like to start off really slow when we're starting back together. So even though it looks like my older kids have quite a bit of assignments, I'm going to jump back to my daughter. She's in 9th grade, so like she needs to be doing things. And so she pretty much has a full schedule here. There's 1 or 2 things that we might add in along the way. Like I know there's a separate history lesson that I plan on adding in. She likes doing unit studies, and so we're gonna do that. But I ordered a book to do it on, and then I realized that book, what I ordered was a pre-order and it hasn't come out yet, so I can't plan the unit because I don't have the book. So we are not doing that right now, but so she has more, obviously, because she's been doing this longer. She doesn't need quite as slow of a start. And my middle daughter is kind of in the same boat. She's in 5th grade now. She kind of knows the drill. But she kind of did a slow start today because she's saving some of those assignments for tomorrow. So that is all I had to do. I didn't have to do anything. Basically, just open this up and check and make sure that everything that I wanted to be completed was on here, and we are good to go for the week. So I am absolutely loving this Homeschool Planet. It is making my life so much easier, and now everything's planned out. So one thing that was really hard for me, I talked about this a little bit, is that like I'm using Layers of Learning Writer's Workshop, which I really liked, but it was like not planned out enough for me, and I was really struggling to pre-plan. I'm not a pre-planner. I need things that are open and go. And so what I was able to do over the summer was set up this English composition that's here. And these are linked to the lessons that I've already chosen. I already went through and chose all of the lessons, and they are linked to a Google Doc. And she can just click on it and go in here and see the lesson, and I don't have to do anything as far as preparing. It's already done for me, and that is going to be a life changer for me. That is going to make my life so much easier. Everything now is completely open and go. Everything is organized as to what, where everything goes. The kids know. I'll kind of scoot you here. You can see these white bins up here. those ones right there, those are their bins. They have their names on them, so it has all their curriculum pieces in it. And then all of my teacher manuals are in that cart right there. So all that whole top row is our teacher manuals. They know that they can go and get their things and bring them here, and it tells them what they need to do, where, you know, what book they need to go get. They go get it. They do their assignment. They put their book back. I'm so excited that this is so easy. It's so easy. And so, yeah, that's all I did to get ready for this week. And sorry I was late to the game filming it here, and we were already done with some, but I think it was helpful for you to see like how easy this is to use if we didn't get something done. Actually, let me just show you this. So something happened to my recording, so I can't show you because the math was already done and I don't know how to undo it. And so anyways, what I did was I just moved her math assignments from this day to this day by simply just dragging and dropping just like this. So I'm going to move, she didn't do this assignment, so I'm just going to move it over to this day. And I'm going to say I only want it to change this one time. And now that root words went over from Monday or from Tuesday to Wednesday. Same here with handwriting. She didn't do it. We're going to scoot it over. Change only this time. So now everything on this day is complete. Every day on Tuesday is complete, and all of her unfinished assignments were moved to Wednesday. You can also have things move and then push all other assignments down one day. So I'm not going to do it, but if I were to drag this one, because this is also on Thursday, if I were to drag and drop it, it would ask me if I wanted to shift everything down or just make all of those assignments go to one day. And so if I wanted to shift everything down, I would choose that option. It's like so simple, y'all. Like, I just can't explain enough how simple that made it for us to do. I really struggled when using a paper planner where I couldn't move things easily to the next day, and then I always felt like we were behind, you know, but you can't be behind in homeschool. And so I always felt like that behind feeling, and now I don't. I'm like, oh, I just shifted these things over. That's fine. It really is that simple, and that's why I'm just loving it so much. I know it sounds like I'm trying to sell you something. I'm really not. I'm just saying I'm just so excited with how much it has changed my planning process. It's just been a game changer for me. I mean, I've been at this for going on 10 years now, and this has by far been the simplest and easiest startup to a new school year that I've ever had. So there's something to be said about that, right? So that is all. I'm going to end that right here for you guys today. Again, thank you for coming along with me today. How is your planning process going? Are you enjoying it? I really loved my process that I used before. I really, really, really did, y'all. It took me a long time to even give this a try. And so if you like what you're doing and it works for you, I'm always preaching, if it works, don't change it. If it works, don't change it. But in this case, I'm really glad that I went ahead and tried something out and gave it a change here, because it is working so excellent for us. So how is your planning process going? Have you found something that you truly, genuinely love that works so well for you? If you have, I want to hear about it down below. If you were lucky to find something right out the gate, or did you have to kind of change and try a few different ways and a few different things? I know that I have changed my ways a bajillion times. I came from the teacher world. I was a teacher in my past life, and so I was used to writing everything down before we did it, and that was what we did. And you know, and it did get frustrating when things came up like fire drills and whatnot like that, and you had to shift things around, but that didn't happen so much as it does in our homeschool life. But yeah, so I came from that world, and now went to a world where I wrote everything down after the fact, because that was just easier for us, not feeling behind and all of that. And now I've come full circle, and I'm back to pre-planning it all out again. But it's so great because the system does it for me. I set up these lesson plans so simply, and it just puts everything in for you. Like, you don't have to do anything. It generates, you say, I want this many assignments over this amount of time. and it generates it for you. So it's just so great. I do have a request already to do a video on like how I'm using it alongside Google Classroom. So that video is coming out if you want to see it. And yeah, I am just super rambly. So I'm going to go ahead and sign off right here because I just keep rambling on. And I said this was going to be a short video and it is not. So I hope you guys will come back and chat with me again real soon. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, ring that notification bell, and give this video a thumbs up. And check us out over on Instagram whenever you get a chance, and come back and chat with me again soon. Bye guys.